Hey, it's officially day 1 for the Burn the Rules to the Ground 3-day challenge. I am so excited to have you here. I cannot wait to get into today's content. First, I want to thank you so much for being here. I know that you could be spending your time and your energy doing something else, so I greatly appreciate that. Because I believe that your time and your energy is valuable, I promise that you are going to have breakthroughs, aha moments within these 3 days. This is not just about selling, although I will, but this is about serving you and helping you get to the next level that you want to be at. So let's dive into the content. Today, we are going to talk about burning all the rules to the ground, and rules including labels, excuses, and the rules that are keeping you stuck in this box. And again, if you saw yesterday's bonus video, you know that the box is actually keeping you trapped. You know that the box is keeping you from truly creating the way that you desire. And it's doing that because it's actually connected to childhood trauma and unhealthy childhood conditioning so that you can create false safety. False safety is when we believe that something is helping us be safe, but it's actually not. It's doing the opposite. And other people might actually know this as a secondary gain. You're actually getting something out of it because it's meeting your needs. And in this case, it's really about safety. That's why we don't rock the boat. That's why we don't say the things that we truly want to say. That's why we show up as a watered down version of ourselves. That's why we want the roadmap so that we can do exactly as we're told, because most of us, our whole lives, we're told, can you just do what you're told? Can you just listen? And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty stubborn, and I grew up that way and heard that my whole life. And I have always tried to force myself to fit into the mold. I have always tried to force myself to fit in and stand out at the same time. And it actually never worked for me. Every time I would try to force myself into this box, it would destroy my business. Now, I just actually realized that I have not introduced myself. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm not even sure I introduced myself in the welcome video. How about that? In case you are new to me, I am Angela. I am a trauma healer, self-sabotage slayer. I help solo line service providers and trauma coaches slay self-sabotage so that they can embody freedom, live on their terms, and do business their way. Now, like I mentioned in the previous video, that healing your trauma and unlearning unhealthy child conditioning is really part of the circle of embodying freedom and living on your terms and doing business your way. And it is that way because it is a process. You are going to continue to heal even after this challenge, even if you work with me after my clients still heal, even after we work together. It is a process. It is a journey, and sometimes it's a roller coaster and sometimes it's smooth sailing. But the thing is that if you realize that you are keeping yourself stuck into these rules, they could potentially be hurting your business. Like forcing yourself to show up 7 days a week, 3 times a day, when really you hate social media. Did you know that you don't actually have to run your business on social media to be successful? I know that that's wild, but I know plenty of women that actually don't use social media in their business, and their business is absolutely thriving, which is absolutely crazy because most of our businesses are ran online. But if it's so draining for you that you hate showing up, you hate forcing yourself to dance in reels and point and do all of those things, then why do you continue to do it? And you might be thinking, oh, well, I've been told that the reason why I don't do them is because I'm uncomfortable or it's new to me and I'm just stepping outside of my comfort zone. The truth is that if you truly hate them after a few months of doing them, the reels aren't for you. And maybe you just need to bring it back. Maybe you don't need to dance in the reels, and maybe you just need to talk in front of the camera like I am doing for you here. You have to decide what feels right. The more that you decide what feels right, the more it's aligned for you and the more you're going to show up. which actually means that you will sabotage less. And it actually means that you'll be able to prioritize what really matters to you and your business, which is really about creating connections and building relationships. It's not even really about your content. But by all means, if you want to show up on those reels and dance, good for you, do them. I know that there's so many coaches out there now that hate the spammy cold messaging. The truth is that if the spammy and cold messaging wasn't working, people would have stopped doing it a long time ago. So that means that it's actually right for some people. It actually works for some people. And you get to decide what is right for you and what's not. And when you do this, you magnetize clients to you. You call people in. You create from excitement. You do the things that you truly want to do rather than forcing yourself into a box that is truly hurting you. So what I want you to do, there's going to be journal prompts and a meditation for this one today, but what the journal prompts will help you get really clear about the rules and the labels and the excuses that you're using that hold you back and keep you from thriving. But what I want you to do is be very aware of the rules that you're using that are truly draining your energy. And there's a huge difference between rules and commitment. Are you committed to showing up 5 days a week? Are you committed to showing up 3 days a week? And by showing up, I mean email, social media, maybe networking instead of social media. You get to decide this. You are essentially a mad scientist. You get to decide what feels right for you. Now, just because this feels right for you doesn't mean that it won't be scary. Doesn't mean that it won't push you outside of your comfort zone. What I have noticed in my life, and especially for my clients, is the more hell yes it feels like in their body, the scarier it usually is, which is absolutely crazy because we think it would be the opposite, but it's truly not. Okay, because you are stepping outside of your comfort zone, it might seem scary, but it is going to be worth it. The results are going to pay off for you. So what rules are you creating that are actually keeping you trapped? I want you to take inventory, and you're going to see how they feel. You're going to see what happens when you burn them to the ground. And again, in the journal prompts, it's going to be like a whole process to help you drop the rules and the excuses and the labels. And it's going to be the same thing for your excuses. What excuses are you making on a regular basis that force you to stay trapped to these rules? Like, well, I have to do that because, X, Y, and Z guru, expert, online person, she said that I have to do this. And if I don't do this, I won't see any results. Or I heard that I have to do webinars, even though I absolutely hate webinars and they don't feel really good. And I feel like I'm draining all of my energy all the time, but I have to do this. Or that's what works best for me and my schedule, even though I hate it and it doesn't feel good. Or my children won't allow me to do that because we have a schedule we have to keep. Well, I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know how I can make that work. I don't know how I can fit that into my schedule. I don't know if that really feels right for me, but I don't really know what hell yes or hell no feels like in my body. I want you to take inventory of the things that you are saying on a regular basis. And I am no different when it comes to these things, okay? I make up silly things like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that place. I don't know if I really want to show up in the middle of the day and do those things, okay? You are not the only one that still forces themselves to be in these rules and in this trapped stuckness type of feeling, okay? I'm still very much guilty of it. Again, this is an ongoing process. The next thing that I want you to be aware of is all of the labels that you are using on a regular basis as a clutch. And that means that it's hurting you. It's keeping you from being able to thrive. It's keeping you from being able to truly show up authentically as all of you. And this could be like, I'm an introvert, I'm an empath, I'm a single mom, I'm a mom, there's so many things. I'm conservative, I'm liberal, I'm vegan, I'm a meat eater. Like, it could go on. But are these labels that you're putting on yourself, are they serving you? And if they're not serving you, especially being an introvert or an empath, are these labels actually hurting you or serving you? Because a lot of us use these labels so much that we don't even realize that they're actually hurting us. Well, I'm an introvert, so it takes me a really long time to warm up to people. Well, I'm an introvert, so I can't really dance on reels. Well, I'm an empath, so I always have to be around people that aren't good for me. I always attract people that aren't good for me, or it takes me a long time to unwind. I want you to be aware of these things because they are actually... Okay, I totally had a phone call, and I had to take the phone call, so we're a little bit off track, I'm a little bit off track. But what I want you to be aware of is the excuses that are also keeping you trapped to these rules. Most of these things actually come from our childhood, or they come from the rules that we see online gurus swear by. The thing is it doesn't mean that it doesn't work, but it may not work for you. If it does not feel good, if it does not feel aligned, it's not actually for you. And what you want to do in its place are real commitments that you live by, real commitments that you're going to show up, that you're going to keep into routine. They're going to be a part of your system and your structure. Just like I said yesterday, just because we are burning all of these BS rules to the ground doesn't mean that we're not implementing systems. It doesn't mean that we're not implementing disciplines and structures. What it means is that you're letting go of things that are not serving you so that you can put systems and structures in place that feel right for you, that feel good for you, so that you can flow in this energy and feel truly committed to your work. So that allows you to embody freedom, and so that you no longer will sabotage. The thing is that everybody thinks that sabotage is about, healing your self-worth and showing up consistently and mindset. But the truth is that it's a whole process. And part of that process is making sure that you are not abiding by rules that are draining your energy and that you hate. Because if you're just doing things that you hate, you may as well be at the 9 to 5, right? Because part of the reason why you left has to do with freedom and service. Your ability to serve the way that you would desire so that you can embody this freedom that you've been chasing forever. Healing self-sabotage is really about making sure that you have all these things in place and that you feel safe, that all of you feel safe while you're doing this. And if you really struggle with self-sabotage, in the Infinite Integrated Rebel bundle, you can actually get the Self-Sabotage Slayer course, which is all about putting all of you on board so that you don't have any resistance in showing up, so that you feel good about the way that you show up. So if you are interested in the Self-Sabotage Slayer course, check out the bundle because it is a killer deal. You get all of my courses and all of my challenge from this year so far in this bundle for the same price as my Self-Sabotage Slayer course. So make sure you check that out with the links. You want to be aware of these rules that you're doing. Again, the journal prompts will help you with that. What I recommend that you do is, of course, you've already watched this video because you're here, but let me know your aha moments. Let me know your biggest breakthrough. I would love to hear from you in the comments. I always respond. Then make sure you listen to the meditation and then do the journal prompts. I'm not giving you 30 journal prompts. I'm giving you enough so that you can burn down these rules and this box that is keeping you from being who you truly want to be. Because when you burn these rules to the ground, you totally show up authentically and in your power, which allows you to magnetize the clients that you want, which allows you to create from excitement so that you can add more money and more revenue to your business, and so that you can truly feel free, which I don't know about you, is such a blessing to feel that way. And so I'm sure that that's why you're here, so that you can stop creating in this box. So make sure you do that. And then at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to go live and answer all of your questions. Make sure that you show up live so that you can win a prize, and there won't be any replays sent to you via email. All of the replays will be in the group, so you want to make sure that you are checking that out. And if you want to be able to have the challenge forever, this challenge, you can actually check that out with the Infinite Integrated Bundle. Make sure you leave that there. I'll leave the link. Make sure that you join us in the sisterhood so you can join us live. I will also link that, but I will see you later today at 4 p.m. Bye.